All right, so let's talk about these matches here. We have 7 to go this week. We've already previewed the May 1st one, so for those wondering why that's not there, it will be showing up. It just isn't here at the moment because it's in the midweek. So you would have so go to the midweek match previews that went up covering the Wednesday matches. I covered the Friday match there. As for Saturday, the remaining matches this week. On Saturday, we've got Orlando versus Washington in what should be another win for Washington, but 2 matches in a week. They weren't playing extremely dominant in the first one, so we will see if that was because they were holding off or because they're just having a bad week. Orlando has had some time to rest up, so they will be the fresher team to start. And so I'm curious how this match plays out. I'm going to say that Washington does drop points here, though. I'm going to give this a 1-1 draw. I think Washington spread themselves a little too thin with the energy. At least that's what I'm expecting. And we will see someone like Barba Banda, again, pull off a goal, opportune goal, to grant a point to the Pride. Beyond that, let's take a look here. Later on that day, North Carolina and Kansas City. Oh, these are teams that should have been a lot higher up early on, I figured. And so it is very surprising to me to see North Carolina on the wrong side of the top 8 and seeing Kansas City, at this point, fighting to avoid the bottom quarter of the league. So this match is going to be very important to both. They are not separated by that much. Kansas City could get themselves a little bit higher. North Carolina absolutely trying to get some separation. Once again, I'm going to look at this kind of the same way I look at Washington. I think there was a lot of energy burned, and I think Carolina had to burn a lot more than they were expecting, having to make a comeback against Boston. I think that affects them. While they are at home, I will say I think Kansas City claims a 2-0 win on them. And this is increasingly becoming an issue here where North Carolina, I think, is going to find themselves in a very difficult position. So I could be very wrong on that. We shall see how it plays out. But so far, I've got Washington getting their 13th point. Orlando picking up their 9th. North Carolina sitting at 9. Kansas City moving to 9. There's going to be a bit of a logjam here if these predictions pan out. And then to close out that, we have the match that I'm going to be doing live coverage of, Angel City going against Utah Royals. Very much a competitive match in terms of standings. Utah sitting in 5th at 10 points. Angel sitting at the top of the 9-pointers at 7. Again, at home, I think Angel City should be fine here. I'm going to give them the win here. Most likely 2-1, could be 2-0. But I have been impressed with Utah in the last match. I was not expecting them to put so much onto Seattle so quickly. And so I will say they will give problems. I could even see them getting a goal to begin the match in 2-1, and they just aren't able to hold up for long. But yeah, Angel City, I think, is the better squad on this. This should get them to their 12th point, which, depending on how the Seattle-Houston thing goes tonight, by the way, this preview is going up very quickly after all this happens. Yeah, this is where we are. I am going to say there's a bit of a logjam in the league, and Angel City still trying to jockey their way up. I could see them very much in the top 5 again here shortly. And now let's move on to Sunday. So Portland going to Chicago here. This is team at the top of the table playing a team that is basically near the basement. If it wasn't for Boston, they would be. Pretty much in that fight clearly. They have the worst goal differential in the league. This should be a clean win for Portland. I will say I don't expect it to be dominant. I think Portland is not built to dominate. They do kind of they're kind of in a situation where they're going to play to whatever level their opponent is. That's my guess on what I'm reading of this team. And so I'm only going to say they pick up a 1-0 victory here against Chicago. It's going to be, I don't know, just I get the sense they're going to dominate the midfield, but for some reason this team has not been able to just utterly crush as much as I would expect them to. They're kind of a fight from behind kind of team against a team who isn't really going to let them get behind. So, like, with that dominant field position where they're not completely underwater on possession time and shots, will they be able to turn that into dominance, or will they just play down? My guess is they play a little down. Moving on, we got Boston and Denver. Battle of the teams, the expansion teams. And this one, I mean, it's in Boston, but I cannot imagine Denver taking this match lightly. They're going to try to make a statement, and I think they have the horses to do it. I'm going to say 3-1. I will have Boston getting a goal here, but Denver is a eminently talented unit. I think they actually do have the ability to contend for that top 8 position, and they have to get their points from a team like this. So I'm going to say Battle of the Expansion, first time, goes to Denver in their first matchup. And that moves us into Gotham and Louisville. So this is why I said Angel City could get up to 5. I did not see them getting up all the way to 4, mostly because I think Gotham's got this one. This is the game where there's actually been like a big ticket drive, so there's going to be a higher than normal attendance here. I think Gotham's going to want to really showcase why you should go to these matches. And I'm going to say now that they've got a little bit of goal scoring back, they're going to pick up 2 goals. I think Louisville's too potent in offense to get shut out twice, so I will give it a 2-1 effort. But I think this will be probably the best game we've seen Gotham play as a whole unit. They will, even though they will give up a goal to a powerful offense, I think we'll be the most wowed by this team here. So that's my look at it. Which, by the way, would put them into 3rd place themselves, jumping Washington, if I'm correct about them drawing. And then finally, we have the team in 2nd place, San Diego Wave, looking at a matchup with Bay FC, another team who's dealing with, in that same category as Chicago in the Current and the Summit. Like, what does this team actually look like? I think this team is one who's good at beating middle to lower level teams, but isn't going to be able to really play at a higher echelon this year. There's definitely some stuff missing, and I think San Diego exposes that. I'm going to say this goes 3-1 as well. I'm going to give a pretty hefty win to San Diego. The 1 is mostly just out of respect to the way this team played last year. I could see this being 3-0. This feels like one of the more substantial gaps in a matchup that we've seen so far this year. Could be wrong on that, but I'm going to say that I'm going to give San Diego the nod here pretty cleanly. And yeah, that pretty much covers our previews here. Not too much to say on these matches at the current moment, but we will have much to look at here in the future with these teams. I know we've got coming up one midweek game next week. So that game will get its own preview along with the Friday matches. And then little bit of a shorter week in general on that. So makes things a little more spread out. Hopefully that gives everyone a bunch of matches they can watch. If not, watch what you can. Hopefully we'll see you on the live feed here with Angel City. Should be a fun time. And yeah, enjoy your week of football. Go Angels.